Take three. 1, 2, 3.
Wait 10 seconds and it'll start. Dude, stop flashing fingers and shit. Hi, my name is Ryan Noriega, and this is my friend Marcus here, and today I'm going to be interviewing Marcus about his biracial identity. So, starting off, just give us some information on your heritage, your background, your family, whatnot.
Okay, well, my heritage, half Mexican, half white, and I say white because it's a general mixture of everything European, like almost everybody is. But my mom's side of the family can be traced back to Mexico, and I know that my dad's ancestors came across in covered wagon. Yeah.
So your mom's dad is from Mexico?
My mom's dad is from LA. He's 100% Mexican. And my mom's dad fled from Mexico.
Oh, all right. All right. So now we got a little bit. We know what's going on. Speaking of your identity, your biracial identity, do you feel like you identify with one side of your identity, like your white or your Mexican side, more than the other, or do you feel that you identify or represented by both equal in equal amounts?
Well, I would say that I identify more with a white crowd. That's just because that's how I've grown up. I grew up in a white neighborhood. I went to a white school. That doesn't mean, though, that I don't know that I'm Mexican or Spanish, or that doesn't mean that I don't. I still connect with it, but it's just what I've been around and what I've been exposed to is more predominantly white, which is why I identify more with a white crowd.
All right. So you would say, like, being in America, you feel that you've been exposed to more like Americanized ideals, like because you said your white family's been here for a long time, obviously. So you feel that you've been exposed to more of the American side, the white side of your family, more than the Mexican side.
Oh, absolutely. Just because we're not always practicing my mom's family side.
So how do you feel that you got this way? Like influences, like your parents, your family, society.
Parents, family, society. Just adapting to everything. Like if we lived in a place heavily populated with minorities, it would be exposed to that side more than this side. But
okay. Is there any part of your Mexican culture that you still feel well, let me rephrase that. Is there any like culture that you've learned from say your family, like the food you eat? Like, is there any because you said you feel like pretty equal, maybe more white. So is there any like specific part of your Mexican heritage culture that you still specifically identify with? Maybe like food or like values or anything like that?
Like I love going over to my mom's parents' side because we get to have chile verde and steak picado and burritos and tortillas and corn and beans. I love all that. And I still, not to say, like, obviously I'm going to have, like, my family, especially my immediate family, is very meat, potatoes, hamburgers, hot dogs, pizza, like, red meat. And that's just how, we've been.
Since I've known you a long time, would you say that, I know you're Catholic, would you say that religion is definitely a part of your Mexican identity?
Absolutely, but at the same time, like, Catholicism goes back to Europe also, but so I would say both of those really.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Kind of do it.
All right, yeah. Moving on. Being a biracial person, how do you feel that other ethnic groups in America, say just like other like full white people, like people that aren't biracial, how do you feel like they react to maybe you? And then just other biracial people in general, do you feel like they're looked down upon for, like...
No. I hope that, I don't think that I'm judged when I'm met, but, when I look at anybody on the street, you can predominantly tell what they are, whether it be white, Chinese, Mexican, black, whatever. Yeah. And then everybody now though is so intermixed, and so I look at you and I'm like, okay, you're dark, you're obviously Mexican. That doesn't mean you're entirely Mexican. You obviously probably have white family members or different family backgrounds. So I know that okay, he's Mexican. I'm not just gonna outright say, oh, are you Mexican and white, or try to guess. Mm-hmm. But you obviously look at somebody and you categorize them into your perception of them, and like if someone were to look at me and say, okay, he's predominantly white. He either is outside a lot, or he's just naturally kind of tan dark like that, and then you're pursuing.
So you feel like most people are, I don't want to say stereotyped, but at least judged partially on appearances first?
Just kind of put into like a category.
Okay. Close it out here, kind of. Being biracial to me is definitely something that's part of me, and it's not that I don't feel super strong about it. Well, I haven't in the past, definitely, and it's always just been something in the background kind of for me, but it's definitely been a part of me. How do you feel being a biracial person, that it affects your identity, and is it a part of you, like, in like what way?
Well, I don't just identify with being white or just identify with being Mexican. I identify
as
I would
being a biracial person.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't pick one versus the other. Like if I'm in, I'd say it's like 80% white that I am around constantly. So that's why I learned to dress the way I am or whatever, because I'm obviously a predominantly white society, but I don't shun the other 20% or whatever of my Mexican side. It's just not around as much, but when it gets the opportunity to present itself, it's just as easily for me to connect with that as it is to connect with my white side.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for your time, and that's it.
Let's take 3.